Greetings, everyone. I'm Kilter. I'll be your DM tonight for Adventures in Waterdeep. We will be playing through Waterdeep Dragon Heist and a few other modules based in the City of Splendors. As always, join our cast and friends in the chat to play some mini games, earn some credits, so that you can help out players or curse them if you feel the need to. You can also donate to Extra Life as well to do the same. All the informations are located down in the panels underneath the stream. It also helps, as I've set a personal goal of $100 to help the Daddy Warbucks D&D community team for Extra Life, which just did its 24-hour stream ending earlier today. Earned a decent amount towards our yearly goal of $5,000 for the team. Again, the links are under the stream if you feel free to donate. All right, so let's go. Let's go ahead and meet tonight's players. Some of them that actually took part in that 24-hour stream. Go ahead and start with Ash. All right, next, Red Mountain.
Warrior / spellcaster. It makes sense.
All right, then we have Merrick.
Deadly 2469, Merrick Goodbarrel, Halfling Ranger.
All right, and then Kagrak.
Sick Boy 324 playing Kagrak, Furball Druid.
So let me do the intro and then we'll jump into the recap. All right, so last time, after training in your respective classes to become adventurers, the parties met back up a few weeks later, where sadly their deeds have already been forgotten by all but a few in the field wards. After some time looking around and gathering themselves, the heroes went in search of a notice board to find work. They were interrupted on the way by a fleshly thud and a yelp of pain that drew them to an alleyway nearby, where they saw a red-headed man being aggressively questioned by men in a red tunic and golden half-face masks. After saving the man's life by defeating the three men and stopping him from bleeding to death, they found out that he was a son of the past son, the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Neverember. As payment for saving life, you asked them to do a little stakeout to find some information about a drow that he feared would be attacking him. Some other events unfolded, but as Ash will be rejoining the party, she was going to be recapped on it as well. So we'll start as it's the next day. You guys are back in the field wards, where you had gotten a full night's rest after the day before adventure. As you wake up, go downstairs to start breakfast and everything, you noticed Hollow is not with you. She had left a note that she had gotten...
Well, at first when you get there for breakfast, Ash isn't there either.
Right. So you find a note from Hollow that she had gotten some important news and had to take care of it. So she will not be joining today.
Alrighty.
Sorry, don't mean to off in the thing. So what do you guys do to start out your morning?
Well, I guess we gotta try and find the Lord to see if we can see where they went or whatever. I know they flew to the south.
All right. The barkeep actually has breakfast prepared for you and everything. It says that he suggests you start the day off right with something in your stomachs.
Thank you.
And as you're eating breakfast, Ash kind of creeps back in, looking a little bit troubled.
Well, good morning.
Hi.
How was your journey or trip or wherever you went?
Well, it was a thing.
Okay.
Where's Hollow this morning?
Apparently she has some business elsewhere. You left us a note.
So how did the stakeout go? You guys were off to do that.
Well, quite interesting. First off, the people we were looking for were actually there to help the Lord. And while we captured them, the real bad guys popped in and were attacking the Lord and ended up taking them away by some weird little demons that picked them up and flew away with them.
So he didn't know that they were watching over him?
No, he thought they were there to hurt him or kill him or something, to drown. But they're actually looking
Well, so
out for
where
him.
did that end up?
Well, they ran down, I think, when they went down into the sewers after the fight with the people that were actually there to kill the Lord.
Actually, before the fight, or
Yeah.
when the fight started, they took off.
Yeah, you're not actually
Well,
sure
that's-
if they made it into the sewers or just disappeared down an alleyway. Yes.
Okay.
So
They were
these
trying to
were
get-
the good guys that he thought were the bad guys that were supposed to be protecting him? They fled?
In theory, yes.
That doesn't sound very protective.
No.
Yeah.
And when we fought them, they were trying to get into the sewers to get away from us.
Interesting perception on it.
He needs some better protectors. Of course, he also needs some protectors he knows about.
Yeah, we tried, but we failed.
Yeah, and the demons flew away with them, so
To the south, directly south, so I guess that's where we're going to start looking for them.
So do we need to go after them or what?
I believe so, yeah. We just see if we can find out where they went or get some information or. And they're, I'm trying to remember what they were. They're like from a cult that worship the Nine Hells or something with the Nine Hells.
That's what those triangle things were, right? That we
Yep.
that we saw just before I had to leave.
Yep. So those are the ones that smacked them, I believe, and took them. That's why they had demon support.
So did he know anything about, why somebody from the Nine Hells is after him?
Nope, he had no idea.
Seems kind of weird. Though it's not that we have any better prospect.
True. But yeah, he had no idea why someone from the Nine Hells would be after him, which I found a little weird. Let's see, I was knocked out in the fight. Saying Merrick was knocked out in the fight. I'm not sure if Red was.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gosh, I should have been there.
It was a fairly serious fight.
I mean,
Yeah.
not that I can do much to help since I was knocked out in the fight before.
But you saved us before. You were the last one standing and took out a few people, from what I remember.
yeah.
or was told after I was unconscious.
Yeah, some of the details were that it was two spiked devils that carried him off, headed towards the south as they remembered. And I believe there's three cultists three cultists and an imp were assaulting him. They had also said something about take him to the hand of Emis. I don't remember.
Nessus?
Yes. Or it was to fly as if a whip of Nessus was behind them.
Yep.
Well, so do we need to go after the drow, or do we need to go after the cultists and in?
Well, I would say the cultists because they have the Lord.
Oh, I missed. Oh, I should.
Yeah, they
listen
flew
more
away with
carefully.
them. So I don't know. Maybe we can try and find the drow real quick, or maybe they'll find us. But I think we definitely need to go after the Lord.
If he's still, with hope that they haven't done nothing to him yet. Because we caught them right when they were beating the snot out of them, so.
Yep.
Well, do you think the drow might be of any help? I mean, if so, it would probably be good to go into the sewer after them and see if we can get them to help.
Yeah. I mean, that would seem like a good idea. They probably have more information than we do.
I don't know, they kind of left us hanging.
True.
I mean, we probably could have done a little bit better in the fight if we didn't fight them in the first part.
True. But we didn't know at the time.
Yeah,
We were there to watch out for them.
that is true.
Then if we go back,
It's probably gonna.
Go ahead.
It's probably going to take us longer to get wherever because if the devils flew off with them,
Yep.
we might not have time to go looking for the drow.
That
So
is
compared
another
to where
good
we
point.
lost them yesterday, or during the fight, after the fight, maybe they'll still be there. They'll see us looking for them. Maybe they'll reveal themselves and let us know where they took the Lord. At least give us a heads up or something.
Now, what was that name that you said that was related to this? What was that again?
Nessus.
And do we know how that's related in?
You do remember, you guys had thought or tried to remember through history if you had heard that name before, and it was yet again another name related to the Nine Hells, but that was all you could remember.
Yeah, but how did it come up in this context again?
One of the cultist yelled to the devils to take him to the hand and fly as if the whips of Nessus were at your backs.
So where did the cultists go then?
I think we killed most of them.
Yes,
I remember.
the remains are still sitting in Neverember's place of residence.
Oh, he's not gonna like that. Bunch of dead guys in his attic.
It's actually his bedchamber.
Oh, yeah.
Ew, but that doesn't really seem like the worst of his troubles at the moment.
True. But we can't really just go out and throw the bodies onto the street. Maybe the drow cleaned them up. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the. Also, the guards are probably alerted to what happened.
Yeah, so I say we go to where we saw the drow last and see if we can find them quickly. If not, then I guess head to the south, see if we can find any information on the Lord.
And maybe what the whips of Nessus are.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably not to the south if that's related to the Nine Hells, unless the Nine Hells are to the south of us, which I suppose is possible.
Very.
That's the direction we saw them fly off to, so that's all I got to go on.
All right. So, what are you guys going to do?
Well, I guess we're going to go look for the drow. At
Yeah,
least
well-
briefly.
Yeah. Go to where we had the fight outside his house. See if we can pick up any information or anything else, I guess.
All right. So you're going to head back towards Neverember's estate.
Yep.
All right. So, as you do, you notice that there seems to be a little bit of a commotion outside. The neighbors seem to be kind of gawking as the city watch are.
Did you cut off or did I?
It seems like I did.
Yeah.
The city watch are out and about the estate, looking into stuff.
Okay. So we probably shouldn't ask them.
Why shouldn't we ask them? I mean,
Well, people might
could-
have seen us leaving his residence.
they wouldn't have seen me.
True. Well, you could ask him.
I'll go
I
ask.
guess we'll all hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ash does her best innocent young thing. Look and goes up and says, "Excuse me, mister.
Yes, how may I help you?
So what are you looking for?"
This is actually city business. It's no concern of anyone's at the moment.
Is this related to those devil things that attacked and flew off last night?
Devil things. Do you know anything of what happened here?
Well, I only know that there were some devil things that swooped down and then flew off that away, and she sort of points vaguely.
So is that all that you saw, or do you know anything else?
No, I don't know anything else. I hid, but I was curious. So, and I saw you out here looking. I thought I'd ask.
Well, yes, there have been reports that some winged creatures had carried a large figure off to the south.
Was it a monster? How large?
I unfortunately do not have those details, but those investigating inside, I'm sure do. But
Oh, well, they've probably asked Lord Neverember or whatever his name is. I think I've heard of him. I've seen his carriage around.
yes. Oh, I assure you that it is definitely being taken care of. So there's no need to worry, as you are in no danger.
Are you sure they're not going to come back and carry? I mean, I'm pretty small. Though if they took a large thing off, maybe I'm too small and they won't care about me.
Yes, I would say there's nothing to worry about. You have nothing to fear. The city watch is doubling, so that's to make sure if there is any other incidents, they won't happen again. So fear not.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to head off.
All right.
So I go find my friends.
Well, what did they say?
Well, they've got people inside and outside, and they're doubling the city watch around this area. Which they don't know anything. They do know about the devils. They carried something off. Since they're inside, I assume they know that the Lord is gone.
Okay. That's all I know, really, just the devil flew off.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask too specifically.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure they've seen the dead bodies that you said were in there. I don't know if they know anything about Drow. They didn't mention anything about that.
Hmm.
And since we were going to look for them, I didn't want to tip them off that, if they didn't know about it, I didn't want to bring it up.
Gotcha. Well, I'll go check and where we saw the Drow were going to go down into the sewers before we called them.
Yes, you do believe that's what they were doing. So.
Is that
Okay.
within sight of all these guards and all?
I believe so. Yeah, it's right across the street and down the street a little bit.
Are the guards focusing in on that at all?
You guys can see the map.
No, I don't see anything on my end.
Okay, so
I don't either. I see a big black area.
your tokens aren't on there. So it is maybe a couple houses down, so in a little alleyway, like kind of like cul-de-sac. That
Did you cut out?
yeah, a cul-de-sac there. That's you could sneak in, maybe fit a small group of them without being seen by the guards.
Okay.
So Ash was just seen by the guards, but we can try and
Right.
sneak down.
Yeah,
Well,
you can
take a quick look around.
yeah, you can make your way around the street, so you can come to the other side to get towards it to have a better chance of not being spotted. But
All right, do that, I guess.
all right, so if you're gonna try to sneak around, go ahead and give me stealth checks.
Oh, that's not good.
And I might be at a little distance from them just in case we're seen, that I'm not obvious,
Can you roll for me? I'm still trying to log back in. It
Yep.
seems to be working now, so I'm on my way.
Yep, just give me a second to scroll through all the stuff.
I'm not very stealthy today.
Apparently, I'm the king of stealth.
You are.
It's that camouflage. You match the wall paneling.
Red's stealthy. You got a 22.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, so as a group, the majority of you are able to pass the guards' passive perception, so you're able to make it to the manhole without being spotted.
And cover for Merrick tripping.
Yeah. Red just picks me up and just pulls me along.
All right.
Are you able to get down in there without another check, or?
Yeah, you're able to lift up the cover without making too much noise. So if you want to go, it's completely pitch black where the sun isn't shining in from the cover beam.
Is there like a ladder down anything, or just a hole?
No, you can see a ladder has been built into the wall.
Okay.
I'll scamper down first.
Does anybody see in the dark?
I can see in the dark.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to put your tokens there.
I'm small and nimble and stealthy and can see in the dark.
All right, so you see passageway leading south.
You
Yeah,
may have
that's
put
nice.
our tokens there, but you haven't moved us back there.
Yes, not yet.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so I'll scoot down it a ways, listening carefully, looking for any sign of where they went.
All right, it's pretty dark and doesn't. There's a little path of water running through the center of where you're at. So it's kind of hard to see if anybody has actually been here recently or not.
Well, not too many people are going to walk down the center of that, so there might be tracks in the mud along the sides.
It's very shallow, but it pretty much takes up all of it. The edges have like a little bit of like hay and different debris sitting along the sides, but you can't really make out
Okay.
any footsteps or anything.
Okay, how far do I go before I see either a split or a fork or junction of some sort?
It comes to a part where it kind of seems to split, but circle around into a small area of about 20 feet down.
Okay, I'll go back and sort of motion the guys to come down the first section. And when they get down, I'll whisper to them, okay, you know, it's pretty much like this just to the next junction. And then I'll sort of scouting around to the right that goes sort of down from there.
Okay.
Interesting.
I have torches. Should I try and light one, or you want to try and be stealthy?
I think it's okay for you to light one here. Yeah. I'll stay up front where there isn't the light
Okay.
and let you know if you need to douse it. But yeah, this section would be fine.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get a torch.
All right. So go to the map.
Okay. Now that I can see the map, I can see a goblin, I think that is.
No, you do not see a goblin.
These are not the goblins we're looking for.
Why would goblins be in a sewer? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. The city full of people, why would goblins be in the sewer? That's, yeah. All right.
The goblins took my baby.
Okay, so I'll do sort of a quick. Oh, there's places you can look through over there. I'll do sort of a quick sort of scout around. Do I see any sort of light or hear anything down any of these?
No, you don't see any lights or anything. You don't hear any noises except a little bit of water moving at your feet.
Okay, so there's rooms back there. And a little outflow up there. And a door here. Did those drow make for this area specifically?
Yeah, so they were coming to that manhole right
Well,
as we
that's-
caught them. They were trying to get down there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe let's try the door then.
Where's the door? I don't see a door.
Over here by me.
Oh, okay.
All right. As you try to open the door, you see that it's stuck. It doesn't seem to want to open.
Not locked, but stuck.
It could be locked. It is kind of rusted over a little bit, so it's either stuck or it is locked, or a combination of both.
Well, so I will check the lock first. We'll go with that first before we go to brute strength to shove it open.
All right.
So I poke around with my thieves' tools.
Yep.
Do I accomplish anything other than flaking off a little bit of rust?
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check with the thieves' tools. All right. You actually hear the tumblers kind of let loose on the lock.
And I sort of lean against the door a little bit. Does that change the give of it?
No, it doesn't seem to budge any.
Okay, so I stand up and back up a bit, and it's like, well, if we want to go through there, it's going to take a big shove, which is probably going to be kind of noisy.
Yep.
Oh, the other guys are still up at the top.
I think they're resting.
I moved right down.
What's his name? On his token?
Ah.
Alright, I'll try and open the door, pull it or push it.
I'll do a little bit of scouting quick down this
Okay.
channel and then down the other channel first, to sort of see
All right. As you try
anything
to
or if that door. Go ahead.
as you try to push on the door, it doesn't seem to budge even with all your strength.
What about pull?
Doesn't budge at all.
Lift it?
Nope, you can't lift it either.
You never know.
Well, and he hasn't asked you for a strength check, so
Yeah.
Bop it.
all right, I'll try scouting quick. Okay, there's an outflow that goes there that's too small for anybody. Do I find anything further down?
Further down, you see it kind of leads into the maze of the sewers underneath the city.
Okay, I don't want to do that, so I'll do a quick scout down this channel. This goes further. And I don't find anything of interest there either, do I?
No, it ends up dead ending at another sewer. Like same as when you came down.
I'd say Maestro. Does that work?
I would love to toss an ender pearl and just sort of teleport into one of these rooms, but that's the wrong game.
As you say the word maestro, nothing happens.
Okay. Just checking.
You never
We're
know.
not in the same. We're not even in the same district.
You never know.
I gotta go change the numbers on my luggage.
Red, do you want to try the door? Did we lose him again?
I heard him laugh a second ago.
Spartan?
He's in Discord, but his PC crashed again, so.
Oh yeah, and he dropped out of Roll20 again. So
He's talking just really lightly.
I can see stairs in that room back there.
oh, there he was.
Even with the red strength, the door does not budge.
It's gotta be magic.
But I don't have any magic. Do you have any magic?
I do, yeah. I can detect magic.
Well, so detect and see if there's any magic here. Then if it's a magical door.
Alright, I'm using detect magic.
All right. You actually do not detect any magic.
That's one hell of a door.
Is there no magic anywhere? Within 30 feet?
Not within 30 feet of you.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't push, it doesn't pull, it doesn't budge. And you unlocked it. It'd have to be magic if there's like a secret word. I'll knock on the door. Hello?
All right. No response after a couple seconds of waiting.
I'll knock a little harder.
Same thing.
Hello, Drow, are you down here? No response?
Nope, no response.
Well, another one of those places where we have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing farther down or anything?
Not that you see. Yeah, the one to the this way leads to another manhole that you can climb out of. The other one leads into the maze of the sewers.
I probably don't want to go there. I'm looking through this hole. I don't see anything there. But there's stairs back here. If you look through that hole, there's stairs back there. Now, how do we get into that room? What's the hole we're looking through? Is it like... What's it made out of?
Everything is stone. It looks to almost be like an arrow slit.
That's weird.
But looking and peering in, you see that it doesn't. It seems to be extremely dusty and uninhabited.
Yeah. Maybe this is a dead end.
My turn for internet issues. We're bouncing the router.
Uh-oh. Don't bounce it too hard.
So where are we? We magic didn't work, lock picks didn't work, shoving didn't work,
Knocking didn't work.
knocking didn't work. Listening at those windows, we're still at those picks. We don't have a barbarian.
You get the sense that the door is definitely not going to open without a long period of time to kind of like chisel away at the rust and metal and stone.
All right, so let's look for secret doors.
But it can be done.
At some point in time, yes, it probably could be done.
Is there any gaps in the top or bottom or side?
Okay, let's look for secret doors.
Yeah, I don't think this door is opening.
Well, we could try to fit Merrick through the hole here.
No, that won't work. I'm not that small.
It is an arrow slit, so yeah.
Even Ash is not that. It's not that slender.
I'm not a cat.
Let's see. Finally took a spell of the word.
Wow, the time we need Hollow. Oh, you can't shapeshift yet, can you?
I can't.
She
No.
can't.
That's true. We could do with her being a spider and crawling in these arrow slits.
What's the door made out of?
Then
The door is made out of metal.
Okay. So if I hit it with primal savagery, where I do acid damage to it, would that eat through the door?
that takes a long time to eat through.
Yeah, you get the sense that it may take a while for the acid to eat through the door.
I don't think this door is going to open.
Finally, someone.
Okay, so what are we doing for the looking for secret entrances?
Gonna do a perception roll.
Right now, where you guys are, I can tell you there are no secret entrances.
Well, I'm going to search all of the areas I can easily get to.
All right, I'll go down this hallway.
Okay.
You said perception?
Yes.
Or investigation.
It would be perception first.
Samuel says he bounced.
Oh,
So I'm voice only for the moment.
time to change my dice.
All right, so perception for Ash. Yeah, Ash
Whoa.
didn't roll for you.
Well, let's see. Actually, I still have my sheet up, and let's see. I've got my dice here somewhere.
Red, you want me to roll for you as well?
It looks like I've managed to get back in for now. I'm trying to make a contingency while I'm doing this. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I'll roll.
But somehow I'm missing a D20.
It's a perception, right?
Yep.
Woo!
All right, so Red, you notice about here, there seems to be an outline of a door.
Not where?
Excellent. Who found it?
Red.
Sorry, where?
I just moved you up to it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll see if I can push it or slide it open.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check to see if you can find a mechanism to open it.
Okay. Had to win sometime.
Can I try to?
Yes.
Now I know we're there.
All right. You are able to release a latch on it that opens the door.
Yay. Hey guys, I found a door. Or Red found a door, we opened it.
Yay! I'll be there very shortly.
Teamwork.
All right, so you see that the passageway looks to be leading into a private cellar.
Oh, we got some wine up in here.
Cool.
There are a few kegs of look to be brewed beer laying around in the cellar. A few different types of brewing supplies as well, and a door.
I'm interested in the door.
They're making moonshine.
All right, the door is unlocked and opens into another room with more brewing supplies and then a staircase leading up.
I start creeping up the stairs.
I'll stay at the bottom till she sees what's going up. Ouch. What's going on upstairs?
All right. When you reach the top of the stairs, you see that it leads to a trap door above you.
I'll listen carefully.
It sounds like there are individuals above you moving around. You can hear like muddled voices and things.
Can I tell language, tone, race, any of that?
It seems to be very almost like small voices. Almost sounds like maybe a halfling or something is speaking, but it's muffled and not 100% sure.
Do I have an estimate as to how many I think?
At least one halfling that you can definitely hear. Then there's another voice a little bit deeper, and you can hear a couple muttering it off from that too, but you're not sure if there's 3 or maybe 4 people up there.
So I'll hold up 3 fingers and kind of, have the 4th up and down a little bit to sort of indicate I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll creep back down. What do you think?
Could you open it a little, just a little bit and peep out and see what you see, or
I haven't yet. I can.
do that? Try and see if you're able to lift it a little bit.
So I'll go and I'll lift just a very little bit.
All right. As you do,
Actually, does it go up or down?
it's up.
Okay.
You peer in, you can see the feet of a halfling maybe 10 feet away from you.
Can I tell anything else about the room?
All right. Looking, like raising it up a little bit more, you can see it looks to be that you're underneath, behind a counter of some sort, where you can see kegs and stuff along the way, almost as if it was a small shop.
So I carefully lower it back down and go down. We're behind the counter in a small shop.
Well, I don't think that's where we want to be. I don't think there's going to be any drow there.
Well, there's a halfling there, but I don't know about drow.
Why would they drow? Well, they still came from this hole, so.
Well, I mean, there's other places to go down here besides this.
Like, if we're thinking of like navigating and everything like that, is it possible that we're anywhere near the field ward?
We haven't gone that far.
No, we're right at Neverember's house, basically. Just
I didn't. I wasn't sure how far we travelled.
not far. I mean, we just came down into that. Maybe 100 yards, couple 100 yards.
Well, it stands to reason that if there are bars down here, and upstairs there's a halfling behind a small counter, that we're in some sort of bar. We're in the back end of some sort of bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do think that you may not be too far from the market area.
Huh. We probably don't need to be popping up through the trap door.
Could we? Let's see. Could any of us possibly guess how far, like if we went back up to the surface, could we guess roughly where this is? I mean, it's south a little bit and then east a bunch.
You do think you could probably find your way somewhere close to it. Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's go check this out up above.
Why don't we just continue investigating down here? We haven't. Have we come to a dead end?
Let's check. If we can find any other secret doors down here.
Okay.
I don't think this is really going to have anything to do with Fort Neverember or drow or demon worshippers, to be honest.
Yeah, look around. We don't find any markings that seem to match any of these cultists, do we? Anywhere?
No, you don't.
But if you want to keep this in the back of your mind for if you want to steal some stuff later, by all means.
Well, and the drow were not the cultists. We're looking for the drow.
Correct.
All right, so looking for more secret doors.
All right. Moving around along this passageway, you do not find any others.
Not even right here?
Nope.
Going by the dynamic lighting.
I'll head down this way and try and find
what's
one.
up here then?
At that point is another dead end where there's a ladder up to another manhole cover.
Down where I'm at?
No, where Red was pointing.
Okay.
Well, let's go up to the surface and see where this comes up. I mean, I've used sewers as ways to get from one area to another.
All right. When you peer out of the manhole cover on that one, you find yourself not too far from Neverwinter's estate, down closer towards a similar market area where there seems to be a lot of individuals at the moment.
We may not want to poke out of that one because we're gonna look rather suspicious.
I'm going to search down in the sewers a little bit more. Do I find any more hidden doors?
All right. Moving around, you do not see any other.
Well, so they either went up through a shop. They're very unlikely went through that door because that was just last night, and there's no evidence here that door's been opened anytime recently.
True.
Or they went up this way.
They probably went out this way because, yeah. That's what I would say. I don't think they went up through the shop. But I could be wrong.
It was night, and this market area would have been a lot less busy then than it is now.
That is true.
What's the floor like here? Is the floor dirty? Or is it dry? Is it wet?
It's wet because there's a little bit of water going down through the center. Then along the sides, there's a little bit of debris, different hay, some garbage, things like that.
Okay. Aside from what Ash probably put on there, are there any more recent signs on the ladder that leads up?
No. Yeah, you do see that it seems to be slightly less dusty than the rest of the area.
So it could be that then. They could well have come this way if some of the recent dust has been cleared. Unless other people have been coming down here for some reason.
True. Or we're completely on the wrong track. We should be looking for the cultists. Somewhere to the south. I mean, some people had to see the demons flying, see where they went, or maybe they landed, or they flew out of the city.
All right. You guys want to do?
Let's climb up through the manhole cover.
All right. Works for me.
Yep. And just climb up out and into the street.
Ash is right on his heels.
I'm getting there.
I think I move you back to the start page.
So from where we pop up, we should be right next to wherever this halfling shop is. So let's take a look for anything that would look like that.
All right. So as you exit out of the manhole cover, you're in a crowded area, but you are also not too far from um, one of the giant walking statues. You can see a bunch of people crowded around looking at it as it's a 90-foot tall statue of a beautiful and muscular man reaching towards the sky and a floating stone sphere. It seems to have been sunken into the city, almost like quicksand, up to about its waist, and is now rised about 50 feet above the ground. You see some tenement buildings built on top of its shoulders. There are a few shops in the area, and people are bustling around, moving from different shop to shop, shopping. A lot of people gawking at the giant statue. It almost seems like there's a tour guide giving more information about it.
Listen in.
Yeah, listening on the tour guide.
All right, you hear say, like the other walking statues of Waterdeep, the Godcatcher was supposed to be a colossal construct that the Blackstaff could animate to defend the city if it ever fell under attack. Just over a century ago, in 1385, the Spell Plague caused the Godcatcher and several of the other walking statues to go berserk and start crushing the city. The Godcatcher's rampage was stopped by magically sinking it into the city streets. The statue's life soon faded from it, allowing the city to rebuild and grow around it. Godcatcher's new home, past city, century. So, as you can see, the tentative buildings, also named the Godcatcher, have been built upon the statue's shoulders, and an inn has been built as well.
Okay.
You can see they go into a little bit more detail about someone that lives in the sphere above it. It comes out rarely to make deals about magic stuff. He's apparently a very nice person that just doesn't interact with too many people.
Okay.
He's probably the creator or the.
I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
So, is there a way? I mean, if there's buildings up there, I assume there's a way up there.
Yes, you see scaffolding has been built to the lead passages to the different tenants.
Sorry, what was the halfling shop again?
You see where you think the shop was is a brewery, selling different types of ale.
That fits with what we saw below.
All right.
Do we have any guesses as to where around here Drow might go?
I wouldn't have the first clue.
Me either.
But we could always ask this halfling if, some questions to see if maybe he knows anything.
Okay.
Yeah, go in and talk to the brewery.
All right.
Suppose his customers are just,
It's fine. I'm gonna be direct.
All right. So you make your way through the thoroughfare leading up to the Godcatcher is very dense with market stalls, street performers, and you come to the building where inside you see a halfling and about 4 or 5 different humans shopping inside.
All right. Just walk up to wherever the halfling is.
All right, he's behind the counter. Seems to be getting orders and stuff ready.
Okay, just wait till he has a moment.
All right. A couple seconds, he looks up and says, "Oh, how may I help you?"
Hello, are you the owner of this place?
Yes, this is my shop. Can I interest you in any ales? We have a few different types, a few dwarven, some halflings.
Does he have a price list anywhere?
Yeah, you see, they all seem to be fairly inexpensive for a small keg.
Okay, I mean I've only got 34 copper, so if I can afford one, I'll try one.
Looking at the prices, most of them are at least a couple of silver. So you would be able
no,
to.
then.
Well, you could technically still get it.
I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he does put out a tray that has. You can try. We have 4 different types. If you want to go ahead and test a small portion of them.
Sure, I'll try them.
All right. They go through them. They taste. A couple of them taste pretty bitter. One tastes a little smooth, but not the best ale that you have had.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take one of the better ones then.
All right. He goes ahead and puts an order in for it and starts gathering up a small keg for you. Says,
Okay.
that'll be 2 silver.
Yep, I hand it over.
Okay.
So, I gotta ask, do you, this place is pretty small. You don't stay here, do you?
No. Well, I have a establishment not too far from here that I stay at.
I see. You didn't happen to notice anything strange this morning, did you? When you opened up?
No, nothing at all. It's a typical
No.
normal day.
No doors unlocked or anything like that? Anything out of place when you got in that maybe you thought nothing of at the time?
Nothing that I recall. I mean, the door was locked when I got here. I checked all the stock. It seemed to be in place. I did find a quill that I was missing. I apparently left it here, but other than that, I don't think anything was out of the ordinary.
What about your cellar door? Was that locked? I mean, did it have a lock when we were there?
No, it didn't. It didn't have a lock on it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, nothing seemed to be disturbed in the cellar. Everything was where I left it.
Okay. You haven't noticed any drow around of late, have you?
There have been drow within the city I've seen. It seems there have been a little bit more of them as of late, but
Any of them spend a lot of time here?
no, I normally just see them down at the dock wards.
The dock wards. Okay. It's just you see, we're a group of adventurers, and we were led to believe that we were supposed to come in contact with a couple of drow. They might have some information with us, but I think something may have spooked them, and so we're trying to track them down so that we can make sure that they're okay and get that information.
Oh, well, I guess I should wish you the best of luck in that. But like I said, we don't typically get drow in here that often. If I do see any, I can let them know where to reach you or get in contact with you, maybe.
Sure. I'll let him know. I'll let him know where I'm. I guess staying is a loose term, but you know, I'll probably be around sometime every now and again just to see if anybody's been by. Just let him know it's Red Mountain.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to insight him as well, just to make sure he's being legit.
Okay. No need to roll. Everything he says is 100%. You get this feeling that he has no reason to lie to you.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot, and cheers for the ale. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it.
Please do. Come back. Tell your friends.
Seems
Will
like
do. Take it easy.
You too.
seems like he's an honest man, honest businessman.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of his ales are okay. So, who knows? Maybe if I open that bar of mine, having a contact who makes his own ale wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give you some help getting off the ground.
Right. Okay, well, at the very least, we learned that the drow seem to frequent the dock woods, so maybe we can gather some more information around there.
The dock
Yeah.
wards happen to be to the south.
They are. I gave him detail
anyway,
about a giant statue.
Yeah.
The hand
Okay.
reaching up.
That's there you go then.
All right, so you're going to make your way to the dock wards.
Yep.
See, sometimes you just need to ask.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to ask a little harder. But
Sometimes you need to ask their pockets.
True.
Yeah.
there are a lot of ways to ask a question and to get an answer.
All right. All right, so you start making your way. You guys gonna just take a brisk walk or like normal pace? Get a carriage.
Let's get a carriage again. I'll pay for it.
All right, so it's going to take you about 19 minutes or so to get to the dock wards from where you are. And it will cost 2 copper.
Each?
Nope, just one carriage. All 4 of you can fit in.
Okay.
How much ale's in this small keg?
You would have probably about 4 pints. So I would say about a gallon.
Wow.
Okay. Well, yeah, Red's gonna have at a little bit of it actually. He's gonna offer it around to the rest of the people. I mean, we've got 20 minutes. We can drink this keg in 20 minutes.
Sure. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Start sharing it around, just passing the keg around in the back of the carriage.
All right.
I don't want to carry it. I don't want to carry it with me, so
Makes
we may
sense.
as well get it.
All right.
Gotcha.
So you guys.
I'm pretty small. I think I'll go easy on that.
Yeah, I'll take a sip or two.
It's not strong enough to make you guys actually get drunk, but it does give a nice little buzz as you're drinking throughout the ride. By the time you get there, you're feeling a little happier than you did when you started.
Oh, happy.
You reach the dock wards. Do you want to be in the docks or just any random place in the dock ward?
Areas where there are inns and things, I would think.
Okay. So the carriage stops at a place, one of the more popular inns in the dock ward. And you guys are now standing outside.
All right. I mean, quick scan around. Do we happen to spot any drow out and about? I know daytime is not exactly their favorite, but maybe some of them have some business to attend to.
Looking around, you do not see any.
Okay. Let's head up. Are there any sort of merchant stalls anywhere?
You do see a few different fish stalls and things like that.
Okay, I'll head over to one of the fish stalls. Say evening, friend. Well, morning, friend.
Morning.
Good catch today?
Not bad.
Hey, listen, I hear that there's the drow tend to spend a lot of time around these docks. Any idea where we're likely to find some?
I've seen a few. Mostly they work the ships, or they'll go to local inns, but I actually haven't seen many today.
Okay. Which inns or where are they? It's just that they see there are a couple of friends of ours that we're trying to find. They have some information for us, and they got a little bit spooked from some shenanigans that went on the other night, and just need to make sure that they're okay.
Try the Rusty Nail down by the docks. That might be the best one to find. There seem to be a lot that hang out there.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick look at the fish as well, and take see what the quality's like. Like, is it a bit warm? Do they look a little off, or do they look quite fresh?
Yeah, they actually look a little off. You may think they may have been sitting out for about a day or so.
Okay, cool. Maybe not this guy then.
He was working last night or in the evening. Did he see any demons fly this way?
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Hey, I don't suppose you were around a little later on, or you happened to hear or see anything last night? Some flying creatures apparently came this way. That's what got my my friends running, so that's why we're down here looking for them.
I heard something happened up in one of the other wards. Nothing down in the docks here.
Yeah, word is that whatever it was like flying down this way.
No rumors or anything that I've heard about it.
All right, well, no problem. Well, you have yourself a good day anyway.
You too.
All right, head off. And
So
head
in
for
all
this
of the
Rusty Nail.
yeah, and all of the career work and stuff I've done, what do I know about the Rusty Nails?
It's just your typical dive bar that's down at the docks. A lot of sailors visit it for the cheap ale, wines. Nothing really stands out about it.
Okay, but I'm sure I know where it is. So
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least we know the demons didn't fly this far. So they could have been between his house and somewhere in between here.
didn't you say devils? Are we looking for devils or demons?
Spiked devils, which I guess are a type of demon.
Well, devils and demons are very different. Well, I mean, that's above the table, I guess. Being first level. Actually, no. I definitely know that devils and demons are super different.
Okay.
Yeah, you would probably know that they are, but spotting them might not be easier, as they all kind of look demonic.
Yeah, they all look very similar, but devils and demons they're very distinctive among themselves, and they hate each other.
Okay.
They like really hate each other. So yeah, but let's see what we can find. Okay. It was spiked devils, yeah.
So at the Rusty Nail, I I'm going to assume that I've been here before because I'm in the dock ward. I've been around the southern ward, the dock ward, all this sort of stuff. And so I'm going to go in as asking for them, saying I've got a message I've got, a message I'm supposed to deliver.
All right.
And I'll tell you guys, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So when we get there, I go into the central, if there's a host or a bartender or whatever there is, where I would normally, look around for drow, and then I'll go up and say, I'm supposed to give a message to a couple of drow we think might have been here.
The bartender just says, many drow come in and out, so you be a little bit more specific.
Well, here this morning, since the person I'm getting the message for expects them to be here. I don't see any out here, but have you just had some recently or staying here?
They normally come in a little later. I believe they work on the ships during the day, and then relax in the evenings when we typically have the crowds.
Okay, I'll take the message back and maybe back later. Thank you.
Sure.
So I head back out. Apparently they're usually here more later in the day and working down at the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything at all about the drow we're looking for? I mean, did they seem like sailors or?
No, they would look very distinctive from sailors. They had more, they look more akin to adventurers and maybe, sort of roguish types rather than just straight up sailors. There
aren't any in there at the moment.
Good quality, so.
There aren't any in there at the moment, and he didn't, comment on anything other than sailors. I wonder if maybe we should be trying to track the cultists instead.
Well, they never left the room, I don't think. I think we got all them.
Yeah,
we've nowhere to go with those.
Well, they had to come from somewhere.
True.
But without any clue of where, who they are, what their goals are, what any of that, we just have no sense of direction. At the very least, the drow who were looking after him would have probably more information than we would. So that, for me at least, seem like the more logical choice.
It's gonna be really hard to find them, though.
Well, we asked around about a cult with 9 hells.
Well, we can track down the symbol, maybe, the triangles.
Maybe go to a temple here and ask them if they know anything about it. I mean, I don't know.
Was there anything else about them I'm trying to remember from the ones that we fought in the alleyway that I did see?
Hey, can you bring up a map of Waterdeep?
Yeah, I should be on
it. Is... Okay, there's home. And they flew directly south.
Yeah, my home territory is over here in the southern ward.
Yeah, so right now you
was
guys...
there anything about the cultists, like color of their robes, or...?
They all wore red tunics, and then had golden half-face masks.
Oh,
So right now you guys are down in this area here.
okay. And the devils never reached, at least from what that guy said, this far.
Yeah, I think that they'd at least be chatter about it if they had.
Yeah.
Well, it was after midnight. There might not have been too many people around then.
True.
No, the guards knew about them, and they hadn't been there.
There's a big open area in the middle of the city that's between here and there.
All right. Everyone, go ahead and give me a intelligence check.
The thing isn't working for some reason.
It's weird. Red isn't the smartest of people, but he keeps getting these flashes of inspiration.
Yeah, Ash is more intelligent, but manages to be clueless.
Did the check come up for you, Eric?
Nope.
Try refreshing. Worked on mine.
All right.
All right, so you guys kind of, well, I guess Ash wouldn't remember this, so. Again, the cultists, when they took Neverember, said this: take him to the hand, flies at the whips of Neverember at your back.
Huh. So I guess if we wanted to try and catch the cultists, we could always try and find out who the hand is.
The hand. Is there like a hand street or something, maybe?
It's probably a title within the cult.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why my token's not on the.
Oh, right.
That's why.
Did you guys see the map?
Nessus is what, a devil or something?
It was something tied to the 9 hells.
Is there a place called that? Whatever.
The hand?
Winds of the.
Well,
Hey, Ash, do you know any inns with the name The Hand in it?
That's a good question. Do I?
yeah, none of them actually come to you off the top of your head.
Okay.
Winds of.
Hey, what's that big building in the middle? Is that like the ruins
castle?
or something? Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah. Yep.
That is Castle Waterdeep.
Okay. And all that's like just barren land behind it, right?
It goes up into Mount Waterdeep, yeah. There's a giant mountain behind it.
Oh, that's south. I'm just looking where it could be. I mean, could be any number of places, but I know they went south. I don't see anything on here with the hand in it.
If it weren't for all those guards, we could try getting back into Neverember's house and searching for some sort of link.
Or ask someone about the hand. They know if there's a cult of it. I don't know who would be the best person to ask.
I guess maybe we could just split up and start asking some questions and see if anybody knows anything about somebody who's called the Hand.
Is there any temples close to us, or of any type of religion?
I'm sure you'd be able to find a small temple or something in the dock ward.
Or we could try over by the City of the Dead and see if there's an area in there that's got markings like this.
That's a good idea, too. Where's that at?
It's over east, central east, just above the cliffs.
Gotcha. Big place that says City of the Dead.
Yeah, the giant
Yeah,
ward
Giant
cemetery.
graveyard. Yeah,
Big cemetery.
That's not, well, that's southeast. I'm going to check a local temple and see if the priest there or something knows anything about the Hand of Nessus. So it seems to be some type of cult religious thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I know any scholars or any libraries or anything that I might think of to go for information?
I'm sure you could find some type of record hall to go into.
I'm not exactly the bookie sort, but I suppose.
All right.
So I'm just going to be asking people, maybe going into inns and asking passers-by and stuff.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just split up and try to gather information.
Yep, I guess we'll meet back at the Rusty Nail in a couple of hours.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Asking people around, they don't really. Nobody seems to know anything about the Hand or anyone that called the Hand.
Or any cults that have red tunics and golden masks, half masks, and or triangle symbols.
Yeah, if need be, I can actually show them one of the masks. Because I have like 5 of them.
Yep.
Oh, you should give one to each of us then. We should take them.
True. That'd be a good idea. Is there like a wizarding school or something like that, or a something future?
There's a mage tower for the Black Staff, and then the Black Staff has a crew that's they like a group of individuals that work for the Black Staff as well. When you go to the temple, when you talk about Nessus, it kind of refers to a group of people that follow Emodius.
Okay. Do they know? Have they heard of like a cult operating in the city anywhere? Or what the goal is, or
they've not heard of any cults, but most cults like that tend to stay secretive and hide.
Yeah. Well, there's one in the city. We fought some of their cultists last night, and they had 2 spiked devils with them. And they took the Lord.
they tell you that that may be something that the City Watch need to know. Maybe they know more information about it.
That's a good idea. Okay. Well, thank you for the help.
No problem. All right, so asking the random people around looking for information you can find, it doesn't seem to be any public information about any cult that people have seen. There are rumors that there are different cults and things that happen within the City of the Dead or other noble areas as well, like estates. Like, there's always rumors of certain
Okay.
people's being a part of cults, but nothing that's
Or
actually
having noble sponsors.
right.
Where in the city was the ambush that we were in? I mean, I can see there's a pin where the Neverember's estate is.
It was in the market district, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The trade wards, yes. So down in this area.
Oh, down there? Oh, okay.
Ping again, please.
I will say it happened square here.
I'm not seeing a ping. Ah, okay.
Do.
So
That is kind of south from where we were, though. I mean, that general area.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of search around that area because it was what, mid-morning or whatever that we ran into them before,
Yep.
and they had just been in their garb out on the street when we encountered them in
Yep.
the alley.
All right.
And where's the blacksmith place at?
Towers there.
Okay. We're down on the dock board.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
over in Castlewood.
Yeah.
That's where all the nobles and stuff are.
I'm gonna check with them, maybe see if they know anything about the Hand of Justice. Maybe. Well, I don't know. They should know. They're wizards, wizard types.
Yeah, so I'll go asking around in the trades wards area over, between there and the Neverember estate, and I'll do my asking around with, for descriptions of, see if I can find a pattern. Anybody who's seen folks that look like this.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think we should ask the city guard, or would that implicate us too much?
No, we're adventurers. We can be investigating cults and stuff as well.
True.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing adventurers get hired for all the time.
All right. So what is the other two doing? American.
Well, I mean, Red already said what he was doing. So while everybody else is going off doing their thing, he would be going off asking people about the hand, and obviously not really finding any information.
Right. Okay.
So meet back with everybody
Yeah.
when the couple of hours are up.
Are doing the same thing.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with Kagrak. When you get to the tower, you make your way up towards it, and you see a large black wall surrounding it with no entrance. and you get the feeling that you don't want to be here anymore.
Okay. Do I see
Okay.
anybody exiting or entering or anything?
No, you see a couple people like milling around the tower, but they all seem to be just gazing at it and then moving on fairly quickly, almost as if they have that same feeling.
Okay.
And where was that?
Ogren's tower.
Is that the Mage's Tower that you were
Yeah.
on about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah, but around it, you see that the whole area is kind of taken, very well kept, so it's nice, but you just get that sense that you don't want to be there.
Okay. Well, it's a long walk for nothing.
All right, so in the trade wards, asking around, you don't get many people that respond to saying they've seen individuals dressed that way. There is maybe one old hermit that thought he saw someone similar to that moving around the alleyways, but you're not 100% sure you believe him or that he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I really don't. Okay, but I'm willing to sort of go to the alleys he mentioned, and I'm also sort of on the lookout for them too to see if I see anyone like that. I'll try backways. I know all the back ways and all the back alleys and hidden ways and stuff like that, and that's probably where they would traverse. So that's where I'll try.
All right. In the time that you do that, you don't see any of them, and don't seem to hear any information about them in that area.
Okay. So meeting back up with the folks.
All right. So you guys are all back in the dock wards at the Rusty now.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Well,
what do we find
I
out?
didn't have any luck. Not a thing.
Yeah, it seems everything is.
The Mage Tower is enchanted or something, so you can't get close to it.
That's weird.
Yep.
I mean, it may put off potential spellcasters.
Yep. That's a little strange myself.
Well, if we want to try talking to the city guard, we can head back to the Neverember estate.
We could. I mean, that seems like the only option left up to us, unless somebody brings out an alley and attacks us.
Yeah.
All right, if we're going to do that, I'm going to bundle up the masks and the cloaks that I took,
Yep.
bundle them up and just stick them to one side somewhere so we can go pick them up later. Just in case they decide to search us and be like, hey, so this coat, of which I have several masks and cloaks. What do you know?
All right. So you guys are heading back to Neverember's state. All right. As you approach, one of the city watch sees you and says, "Oi, you there? Halt!"
To us?
Yep, to the group of
What do you
you.
mean, halt? We're coming to find you.
You guys match the descriptions of the last individuals that left this estate before the incident was reported. Investigator would like to have a word with you.
Sure. I'm happy to help.
All right.
Excellent. Follow me this way. All right, and he kind of leads you into the estate. As you stand in the entranceway, as one of the other guards runs off to retrieve the investigator. Pull up my.
So how much do we tell him? Do we tell him we beat the bejesus out of the cultists? Or we're trying to save...
I'm gonna suggest that we just hold on to that for now, but don't deny that we were here.
Okay.
You know, we were invited for dinner after saving him from the cultists earlier on.
Okay.
All right, so you guys sit there for a couple minutes before the individual walks out. Followed by a sergeant. Who looks kind of run down. Okay, oddly, his image has disappeared. Oh, there it is. You see the one looks like the city guard walks up and says, we have rumors that you match the description of the, well, 5 individuals that left this place, one of them being Kenku. I don't see you, at least 5.
No. Yes, the Kenku had some other business to take care of, so she's not with us today.
Very well. That's Cromley speaking. He says, so, can you tell us why you were at the estate?
Yes, the young master invited us for dinner.
He was still here when you left? No other
He was
incidents?
indeed, yes. He was turning in for the night when we left, after enjoying a delicious meal. See, we'd met him earlier in the day. He was being accosted by some ruffians over in the trade ward. We managed to break up the scuffle, and to thank us, he invited us for dinner. Actually, we're actually a group of adventurers, and so after seeing these ruffians, we found out that they seem to be members of a cult. So we're looking to try and track them down. Actually, I heard
Red
that there was
tunics,
some,
golden masks.
yeah, golden half masks, and I don't know, possibly they have something to do with the 9 hells.
You see him start jotting all this stuff down, and his companion kind of whispers something to him that you can't hear. He says, what you say? Red tunics, gold masks. Can you tell me any more about these individuals that accosted Neverember?
Well, they did make mention of something to do with somebody called the Hand, or a place called the Hand, and I believe they mentioned Nessus as well.
And then last one speaks up and says, the hand of Nessus, the right hand of Nessus, I believe you're referring to.
but I hadn't really connected them, but I guess so. Told that, yeah, Nessus has a connection to the Nine Hells, maybe something to do with Asmodeus.
And they really wanted Lord Neverember dead. One of them went to slit his throat in the alley earlier.
Indeed, he actually succeeded, but we were able to tend to his wound and chase off the break up the scuffle and get him out of there.
I stopped the bleeding.
You see Blastwind kind of stroke his mustache and then rest his hand back on his staff and says, "Would these be the cultists we found dead in the alley?"
Well, I don't know about dead. I know that there was a bit of a fight. It's possible that they could have succumbed to their injuries, but we were more concerned in with saving the Lord than dealing with than taking extra care when dealing with these violent criminals.
Yeah, we got Neverember out of there.
Cromley, you can see him starting to still jot all this down and says, "Oh, that's actually fits with some of the information we have. Anything else that you can tell me?"
There's not really anything else I can really say, but I would ask that if you have any information that maybe you could share it with us. As I said, we're trying to investigate as well, though obviously we're not trying to step on anybody's toes here. So if we come up with any more information in our investigations, we're more than happy to share it. More than anything else, we just want to, make sure everything's okay. And as I said, we are adventurers, and we often get hired to deal with cults and strange goings on and the like. So it's not like we're ill-equipped to the task.
Blastwind speaks up and says, "Well, the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors take care of most of those orders, and I guess we can at least tell you that there is a cult named the Right Hand of Nessus that is starting to form within the city. But I would suggest leaving it up to us to take care of. We have an ongoing investigation against this possible cult, and we don't want adventurers messing something up. I'd like to bring them to justice, though we do appreciate the information that you have given us."
Well, as I said, we are trying to investigate them as well. And if we do come across any more information, we'd be happy to share it. And like I said, we're not trying to get in anybody's way. So if you're working to try and bring them to justice, we'll do what we can to help. To work with you to resolve this rather than, in parallel.
Yes. Well, do you have any information on which way they may have taken Neverember?
Well, we've been asking around, and we heard something about something going to the south. We went down to the dock wards and started asking around there, but apparently nobody had seen anything, so maybe they didn't make it quite that far.
All right. So Cromley looks at Blastwind and says, "Wonder if they literally mean the hand." And Blastwind kind of looks at him, gives him a look, and he just goes back to jotting down his notes. Blastwind says, "Well, thank you. We will look into this more, but
sorry.
I think it may be best if you just go about your day. I understand your adventures, but this is city business, and we don't want you interfering."
Well, the Lord did tell us he might have some work for us. He was saying he thought someone was staking out his house or spying on him, but he never. Well, he actually told us to come back today, but he thought someone was watching his house. He was going to hire us to see if we could catch him.
Maybe he is worried about the other rumors going on with his father, but I don't know if that actually ties into this, but it might. Again, thank you for that information. And you see Blastwing just kind of go back into the house, and Cromley's still standing there.
Okay.
Mr. Cromley, what did he mean by literally the hand?
Well, there's a theory I have that the cult might be hiding out in the right hand of the God Catcher.
Oh?
Yes, I'll probably send some guards that way later to check it out, but any other time we've tried to follow up on this cult, they seem to slip through our fingers.
It could be that maybe somebody, cults like that tend to have a lot of power and influence. Maybe they've paid off some of the, less than honest members of your order just to look the other way or to pass along a quick message.
Not you, of course.
I would hope the men of the watch would not do that, but I guess it is a possibility. But I think
but
more.
At the very least, we're not obviously tied to that. We're not compromised in that way. There's no danger of that since we're actively working against the cult. Maybe we could go and check it out, and if we come across anything, we can let you know. That way, there's no risk of them being alerted to you, possibly sending people to investigate.
Does seem like a good idea, but I don't know how well the order would look upon that. So I can.
Well, how about this? We're gonna go take a walk and just leave you to it. If we come across any other information, we'll pass it along. What we do is simply what we do. I believe that we said we were going to head somewhere towards the south. It seems like a nice direction to walk with the weather being as it is.
Believe we are on the same page, sir.
All right, give him a nod. Say, well, fine day to you.
And to you. I'll close up his book and turn to leave as you do.
All right.
All right, so.
We're going to the right hand on the statue.
You know what? When we were looking at the map and I saw the God Catcher, I'm like, well, people catch things with their hand, don't they? I thought, maybe. And then I thought, I think I'm probably reaching a bit there.
Yeah.
So God Catcher in massive letters across the map.
Yeah, I took it off the GM layer and put it on there so you guys had the visual that this is where you guys went to. All right, so you make your way back. Yeah. So the thoroughfare leading to the God Catcher is densely packed with people, market stalls, and street performers. A crowd is gathered around one of the market stalls in particular. And you occasionally see fish sailing over the crowd, then disappearing behind them on the other side. And the whole scene is scored by a harsh sound of aggressive street music, played by a duo standing in the shadow of the God Catcher.
It's Pike Street Market. Sorry, that was above the table. We have a market where they throw fish.
Ah.
Interesting. Okay, so we like investigate
people
that
were-
or go directly for the hand?
Are they gathered around it just watching the flying fish, or is there something going on?
Yeah, you just see the two sisters seem to be at a fish stall moving stuff around. That people are buying fish as well, but they seem to be almost like they're doing a high-flying acrobatics act with the fish and stuff, doing cartwheels, handstands, things like that. Very entertaining. As and what amazes you is one of the sisters, the elderly one, is actually in a wheelchair.
But she's still doing cartwheels?
She's throwing the fish and stuff like that, where her younger sister is doing more of the acrobatics at this point.
That would be impressive.
But they are both wearing. Oh, I mean, she is kind of like juggling the fish and things like that too. So.
Sure. Okay.
And then you can see two.
Genasi.
Genasi. Say that.
Genasi?
Yeah, Genasi. Oh, I'm sorry. One of the sisters is an Air Genasi, the one that's in the wheelchair.
Okay. I mean, that's weird because they can usually fly.
Yeah. All right, so they're both Genasis. If they're sisters, that would make more sense. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, what kind of place is the Godcatcher? What kind of an establishment is it?
All right.
Well, that's
So,
a huge statue thing with stuff up on the shoulders.
yes. You see if I pull up the
Right.
description
It's
again.
one of the mobile statues, right?
Yep, walking statues.
Right. Okay, I get you. I guess.
How big
Yeah.
is it?
Let's.
It's 90 feet tall. So
90 feet. Well, a bunch of people couldn't be in its hand. It's only 90 feet tall.
well, you see different buildings have been built on its shoulders. There's scaffolding and stuff going up to it,
Up to the hand?
up to its shoulders and up to like where the hand and everything is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, looking at it, could we plot out a path to try and get to where the hand would be?
Yes.
Okay. You guys want to go in?
Yep.
Should we put on the red tunics?
Not just yet. We'll wait till we're sort of not in the open street. Once we get
Oh, yeah.
little bit, yeah, once we get a little bit closer in,
Okay.
then sure.
All right. So you make your way to one of the scaffoldings where you can start to walk up, and you see the two bards that are sitting there playing music next to it. It says, "Oh, be careful on your way up there. It's been the inn's been a little busy today."
Oh, there's something going on.
I guess people are just checking out the statue, and I believe they may have gotten a new dish or something at the inn.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for the heads up. I'll be sure to go check it out. Might have to wait a while,
The
but
new dish wasn't the Lord.
He kind of keeps playing their music and stuff. One, you see that one is a female Aarakocra, and the other one is a male Tabaxi. And you can see a little cup sitting out where they have donations and stuff like that.
they wouldn't happen to be called Tweety and Sylvester, would they?
They might be now.
They changed their name.
Ash will
That's
drop
pretty
a couple of Ash will drop a couple of coppers in their cup as we go by.
All right. You see they start to play the music a little louder, and thank you and nod towards you.
All right then. Yeah. So let's see if we can get up towards this this right hand. If there's a path that's not immediately like sort of in wide open view or whatever, you know, if there's anything that we can move behind or anything, just to camouflage our approach. Not necessarily having to like stealth, but just so we're not in plain open view. But otherwise, we'll just make the way up, I guess.
All right, so you see a bunch. It's pretty much everything's going to be in plain view of getting up the staircase of scaffolding. Leave the street level, going up to through the scaffolding that goes to many different levels. And you finally reach the inn's main entrance, where you can look out and see Waterdeep in all of its splendor from the height.
Look back towards Neverember's house. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it pretty clearly. It's only a few streets away.
Is it south?
It is north from your position.
So it'd be south where they flew. Okay, gotcha. Well, everything points in this direction to this, and the right hand does make sense.
This is kind of open, though.
Yeah. That's some magic.
So as we get closer, what? Oh,
All right, so you get to the inn, and you're now outside the front.
There's an
Oh, so
inn
there's
on
an-
the there?
and the inn is on the. Where's the inn?
It's on the shoulder near. It's the first floor of the what seem to be a bunch of apartments and stuff built above it on the shoulder, going towards the right hand.
Okay.
Do we need to like go through it to get further, or can we go
Yeah,
around it?
it's pretty much taken up the whole area right there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head inside.
Oh, I must not have. Second to. There we go. Now you should be restricted. There you go. Are you inside now, Ash, or stuck?
I'm in.
Okay.
All right.
Is
Second
it
to pull up my
noisy and
notes.
lively, or
All right, so
quiet and sullen?
the tap room of the Godcatcher Inn is awash with the warmth, atmospheric glow of the blazing fireplace. Tall shadows fill the corners, flickering candles adorn each of the table. There are about 24 well-dressed guests are dining at the tables and drinking at the bar. A long-haired half-elf in a sharp suit tends the bar and mingles with some of the guests.
Anyone wearing a lot of red?
No, you do not see anyone wearing a lot of red. A couple have maybe a little bit of red on them, but not any cultists that you see. What the cultists
Okay.
One thing I will ask is, having taken the masks off a bunch of the cultists, like, did there seem to be any particular demographic of their race?
No, it actually, the cultists that you have seen have been very diverse.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go ahead and just kind of start trying to move. Just nod to people as I walk.
All right. The bartender sees you guys moving around, says, "Can I help you with anything? Maybe get you a drink or some food?"
No thanks, we're just passing through, we're heading further up.
Oh, well, don't think you'll get too far going that way.
Oh, which? Sorry, it's my first time here. What's the right way?
If you're looking to go to the apartments, there's a staircase out back. Guess I can let you through to go out there if you wish.
Does that lead over to like the arms and stuff as well?
Oh, for that you would probably have to literally climb up there. Don't think the owner would be too keen on that.
Who's the owner?
She's a old mage that watches over the area. Don't really see her much, but I wouldn't want to make her angry or anything. You never know what the recruits mages might end up doing.
True. Does she live in the apartment?
No, she actually lives in that floating sphere above the hand.
Oh, okay.
Above which hand?
The right hand is actually like reaching out above. So the statue is kind of sunk down to its waist, where it has one hand reaching up towards the floating sphere and another like pushing down like it's trying to get out of the ground where it had sunk.
Okay.
So the right hand is reaching up to the sphere?
Yes.
How does, if the sphere's floating, like how does she get in and out?
I presume some spells she knows. No one. I don't think anyone's ever actually been up there with her, from what I've been told. I surely have never seen anyone go there.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, she must be a pretty handy spellcaster then, if she uses magics to get just to get home.
I believe that she may be rumored to have been one of the Howlmaster's apprentices, maybe? I don't know. It's just a rumor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Judging by what she said about going like to the ways out back, would we be able to climb up from that side, or would we have to go from like the front of here?
You would probably, to get up to the hands, you're not sure. There's room to get outside behind, but you're not sure if there's going to be any way to actually climb up it.
Let's just go through the apartment.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind letting,
coming out of the apartment.
sure. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind letting us through to the apartments, then.
All right. She kind of walks back behind the bar. It's a door. She says it's just that door back there. There's really nothing out there except the nice view.
Sometimes the view is what makes it worthwhile, especially from up here. Get a great view of all the city.
All right. She opens.
The door. Where's the door? Everything's dark.
Dark.
Over
Oh.
here.
Yeah, I can see little.
You're in the wall.
I can see little spots.
Yeah, there's nothing actually out there, but
Okay.
on the map. But you would see stairs that lead up to some very rickety-looking apartments stacked upon each other.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if we can get higher up, maybe we can either climb to wherever the hand is. Maybe there's or maybe we can climb down if we get like really high up.
Sure.
Yeah, when you look out, you see that most of the stone is very smooth. The apartments don't actually get close enough to it, so you would need some type of climbing equipment to scale the arm to get up to the hand.
Gotcha.
Climbing equipment is in like a
Heights
climber's
and
kit.
ropes.
Yes.
Just so happens.
We have pythons and ropes.
All right.
Just try and get somewhere where we're not going to be like super obvious and just climb. I don't know, maybe upsell down to it or whatever.
All right. Looking around, you see.
There's somehow. Sorry, go ahead.
And you notice that most of the when you start walking around, and if you're starting to pull out gear and stuff, some of the individuals that live in the apartment start to look and watch, but don't seem to say anything at the moment. There doesn't seem to really be a good hiding spot to do so.
Okay. No, we're just doing a little bit of maintenance. Don't worry about it.
They kind of like laugh and give you a weird look and just go back to sitting there staring. As they don't normally see people out and about on this side, like doing things around the hands, so or the arms.
All right, yeah. Let's climb down to it. If we need to, we can always just attempt to talk our way out or see if we can just run away.
All right. Looking closer at the hand, you do see there seems to be a doorway in the like crook of where the thumb meets the hand.
What? Okay.
All right. So looking there, does it look like there would be any other way to have gotten there without having to climb all this way?
Just looking, you don't see any other way to get there.
Okay. There could possibly have been another way from inside, though. But that's fine.
Almost certainly.
Yep. Okay, so let's, I guess let's head over to there and see if we can open that door.
Maestro.
All right. So you start to pull out the gear and kind of dig in, try to start climbing up, and you see that you're getting a larger crowd from the noise. Eventually, the bartender comes out and says, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. I told you the owners might not look too kindly upon that."
The owner?
It's fine.
The
Owner, sorry.
We've got. Look, if we want to get the best views, you got to take a little bit of a risk.
Yeah, but I don't want to have your death on my conscience. If you fall over 50 feet to the ground, I mean, I see you have gear, but things happen. I don't think you should be doing that. And you see some of the patrons and stuff all look to be watching and kind of gathered into the room, peering out the door at you.
Do you know any other way to get to this hand so that we can, get out there? Is there anywhere from inside that we could get there?
Not.
Yash keeps climbing while Red's talking.
Yeah, Red is also still spooling out the rope and getting ready to lower himself down and climb.
Not that I know of, but if you guys keep going, I'm going to have to call the city watch, just for your own safety.
Oh, they know we're here.
Go ahead and make a Deception check.
They do legit know that we're here, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, the city watch doesn't. The order does.
But you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
could
No.
we maybe make a
She.
persuasion check?
She says, "I don't really believe you. You don't seem like the type that would work with the watch." If you want to go ahead and. You could try to convince her otherwise.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Hey, look, we're actually look. You need to keep it quiet. I know we're drawing a bit of a crowd, but this is something that we need to do. Just don't worry about it. We are.
And it's not just about outdoing the flying fish.
We know what we're doing. We're professionals. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. I promise you, you don't need to worry. We'll be fine. And I just kind of give her a, try and give her a big winning smile.
All right. Go ahead and give me a persuasion. She.
You're quite the charmer.
Wow.
She
Put that charm on.
She kind of blushes a little bit and says, "Oh, I guess if you're going to be careful." You see a couple of other individuals behind her don't seem too thrilled about that.
Are they wearing red?
You do notice that underneath their cloaks, they do seem to have a little bit more red than what you noticed originally.
Uh-huh. Do they notice I'm looking at them?
They are staring at each other and then kind of whispering back to and forth to each other.
I wave to them.
They kind of wave back, looking a little concerned. And one of them, you hear, "It would be best if you didn't go up there. And the view may be nice, but I don't think it's safe for you."
How far has Ash gotten in this time?
You guys probably have made it about 10, 15 feet above. It's a little slow going with having to dig in the pennant and hook the rope and everything. Not an easy scale.
Just say, look, I am under. I've been told that this that's where I need to go to meet some people, and I'll kind of as I'm shifting around like with the rope and everything like that, I'll just kind of make just part of the mask visible.
All right.
It's the only way I can see to get there. So
as you do that, you see or you hear one of their voices boom throughout the whole area, calling out for the guards. And it seems that something magically has enhanced his voice as it echoes. See that they cast thaumaturgy.
What is it?
It's going to take them some time to get up here, so we can keep going.
yeah, just bucket dash.
Sorry, trying to fix her sheet. As they do, you see them pull out some clubs And then one of them looks like he's about to cast another spell at you.
Okay. So we haven't climbed. Well, I haven't climbed as far because have I? Because I've been like talking to people down there. But Ash has been climbing up the whole time.
Yeah, Ash is probably about 10 feet further than you are. So.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So he casts a spell at me.
Yes, you see one of them cast Sacred Flame.
Oh, that's not good.
A dex save while you're on ropes.
Yep. I'm assuming it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's going to be a disadvantage. All right.
Oof.
And I guess we'll go ahead and roll initiative. I guess we'll have you guys standing out here, climbing. You guys are out.
Oh. Man, bad rolls today. Bad rolls.
Side.
All right, so yeah, you have the 4 acolytes sitting in the doorway. You guys would be up on the hand climbing up.
So you said I'm about, what, 10 feet up?
Yeah, you're about 10 feet. Ash is about 20 feet up. And I guess you guys would be at the base still, unless you were climbing as well.
We're waiting for them to get it like set up, and I was going to start climbing.
All right. So yeah, you guys are on the floor where you got these 4 individuals now staying in the doorway.
So I can't see that. I see my token.
Yeah, that's all I see.
Now my token's in the middle of the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, give me 1 second here.
Like I can see inside the ends for some reason.
I'll go ahead and do that.
That's better.
Yeah, because there's light coming in from the end, so now there should be light outside as well.
All right, so Red, he's only 10 feet up, so Red's actually just gonna drop down. So, who out of like this lot appear to be the cultists?
These 4 seem to be all of them seem to be one. The rest of them the rest of the patrons moved back out of the way as soon as that started to happen.
So even like the 4 in the doorway?
Yeah, the 4 in the doorway seem to be the cultists that are attacking you.
Okay, so Red will move into position. And as he does, he says, "Fine, if that's how you want it." And he will breathe a cone of flame as he casts Burning Hand.
All right.
That's a sucky roll.
No damage on save, right?
No, it's half damage. It's level 1 spell.
Oh, right. Okay.
Two and two.
Wait, so why did that not?
What macro is that?
Group check. Or no, applied. Yeah, group check with applied damage. All right, you see one of them fall dead, and the others look fairly hurt. One of them actually takes save and fails. So the marked one cannot take a reaction. Disadvantage. Oh, the other one.
Right, and Red'll
That one's fine. Okay.
Red'll take out his gnarled quarterstaff and ready himself to bar the path of these guys coming to harm his friends. And I guess that'll be it for him.
Ash keeps climbing.
All right.
All right, let's go here. How do I get to that template?
In the journal,
Oh, there it is. The cube. The square. 15 with 15. That can't be that big, is it? 15 by 15?
Yeah, it is. I think the scaling might be a little funny.
yeah, I don't have the grid on, so it might mess it up a little.
Okay, well, I could definitely hit him with that.
Yeah, well, we know that 15 by 15 is like
Yeah.
So it should be about that.
Okay.
yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
I guess, well, because I can't stand in between two squares, so I would be in this square, I guess. So you would be like here.
Okay. I'm gonna hit him with Thunder Wave.
Yeah, boy.
All right. It's con save normal.
Dude just got
13,
wrecked.
15 damage. Yes, they did.
Wow.
Wow.
Kaboom! Boom goes the dynamite.
That poor
Come
Barky.
in like Fresh Prince. Tick, 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 tick. Boom! I guess the only problem with this is that we can't question any of them.
I might stun him, I don't know.
No, they are all dead.
They are all crispy crittered.
You see the bartender say, "Oh, great. More deaths in the establishment. Now the guard are going to be here. You all are in for it."
They attacked us.
And we work for the guard right now, so.
Well, either way, they'll be here soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Red's gonna jump back on the rope and start climbing up again.
Yep. I'm right behind him.
All
Where
right.
we going?
Well, maybe
Where's Ash going?
Merrick should go in front of me. Because if I fall, I don't want to take out anybody else below me.
All right. So you guys start to scurry up the rope. Ash has actually made it to the top to set up enough ropes. It's only like 40-foot climb, so she made it up pretty quickly afterwards. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session for the night, since it is 10
Oh.
o'clock.
Just getting good.
So is Hollow going to be able to fly up to us?
Not really fly, but she will be able to hopefully make it up somehow or meet you there. But as we are going to be off for next week, we'll be doing that one shot possibly. So, or planning to. All right, let me go ahead and close out the stream, and
Then we can talk numbers.
yep. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for the late start, short game, but that's what it is. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us next time. In the meantime, please follow, like, definitely check out the Daddy Warbucks D&D Extra Life team. Donate to that for my page to help me get to the $100 goal that I've set by the end of the year, and help our team get to the $5,000 goal set for the whole year. The 24-hour stream was a success, so hopefully we can get that goal by the end of the year. So, till next time, you guys have fun.